Manchester United and that growing possibility there won't be any forwards coming into the club on deadline day. Carve, what's your understanding?
Well, I think we should start off by talking about Matthias Tel. And I think the most illuminating way to look at this potential deal is to look at exactly what Sky Germany are reporting. Because a couple of our reporters at Sky Germany have brilliant contacts at Bayern Munich. And all the information about this potential deal is coming out of Bayern Munich. Manchester United, Arsenal are not saying very much. Now this evening, Sky Germany are reporting just now that negotiations between Manchester United and Bayern Munich for Tel have collapsed. And they are also saying the player himself wants to move to Manchester United, but Bayern Munich are not willing to let him go just on loan, because last week they had an offer of £50 million permanent deal. So Bayern Munich saying, look, we understand you want to go to Manchester United, but you're not just going there with a loan and an option. We want something more concrete. Interestingly, Sky Germany also say Arsenal are still in the race to sign Matthias Tel. Now, I don't have information on whether he wants to go to Arsenal, but I'm presuming that if he wants to move to Manchester United, he would also want to go to Arsenal, especially if he watched their performance against Manchester City today.
Mark, there was no Joshua Zirkzee, there was no Rasmus Højlund in Ruben Amorim's starting 11 against Crystal Palace this afternoon. What message was he sending there?
I think that was a clear message from the Manchester United head coach to say, I'm not entirely comfortable with the options I have as number 9s. That's why I'm prepared to play Kobbie Mainoo as a false number 9. You had Ahmad on one hand, you had obviously Alejandro Garnacho playing on the other side as well. But the fact that you're playing two of your key strikers from the bench shows you actually, I'm not happy. And we've still got 24 plus hours to try and get something sorted. Therefore, my message to the hierarchy at this football club is try and sort this out, because this could be the difference between us finishing strongly this season and not. I want a striker. I'm not comfortable with the ones I have. Therefore, let's try and get something sorted. Now, of course, this was a big topic of conversation in the post-match press conference. Not only the fact that they lost at Old Trafford today, but the fact that they didn't score any goals without a recognised striker on the pitch. And as we say, journalists ready to ask that question to the Manchester United boss to try and get his thoughts and understanding as to why he went with the starting 11 he did. Here's what he said in the post-match press conference.
We have to improve as a team to score goals, and we are trying the best to improve the team. This market is really hard on the clubs. To make some deals here, it's hard. Then you have this urgency. Sometimes when you are in these moments, you make some mistakes. We are trying everything, guys. We want so bad to improve. I want so bad to improve the team. I know what the team needs, but sometimes it's possible or not. But we are trying everything.
Rob, Ruben Amorim says that they're trying everything. Do you think they need to do something in this transfer window, or do they need to take a step back and then focus on the summer window?
I think the number one is the transfer window, because I think they're really starting to plan now for the summer. Because a club like Manchester United, they're going to be ideally in a situation where they're 6 months ahead. So in order to get to the summer, first of all, you have to figure out what is your budgets, what does it look, what does the club look like now, and that's why I think people like Marcus Rashford going to Villa, that's been on the table. The possibility of young players like Garnacho, maybe Mainoo, moving on, is to balance the books, is to start preparing for what are we going to have in the summer. How do we get players? How do we get money and budgets correct? Well, we also need to release players, because like one of the letters from Manchester United this past couple of weeks was that they're in danger of PSR. So they're starting to clearly plan for that, and also plan for what does a Ruben Amorim team look like, and what does he need. So in order to get that, they're going to have to do it in the summer.